Welcome. I wanted to share with you some tips and tools if you have anxiety or moments where you have anxiety in your life. So maybe this is one of those moments and you're feeling anxious, or you can use this in the future as well. So if you are in a moment where you're feeling anxious and everything seems to be moving fast, it all feels different for us, anxiety. For me, it's like everything speeds up. My breath is short and quick, my heart is racing, and it's like I want to jump out of my skin. So for me, these are some tools that have worked, and I want to share them with you. So when things feel uncertain and that anxiety kicks in, I've learned to embrace that within myself, learning to thrive with anxiety, not suffer from it or with it. And firstly, for me, it's accepting that I have it and it will happen again, and I'm okay with that. It's more about remembering to use these tools when those moments come up, because it feels like everything goes out the window when the moment occurs. So let's bring it back to the first things first. When you're feeling anxious, and if you are now, I invite you to allow space for it to be there. You don't need to push it away or ignore it. Allow space, and let's focus in on your breath. So together, let's begin with just 5 deep breaths. Close your eyes and bring your attention inward. And exhale all the air out first. Breathe out, breathe out. And invite a deep inhale into your body, as deep as you can in this moment. Inhaling, filling up, create space for something new. And exhale. Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. Again, begin, inhale. So the breath is that pathway to our emotions. And when we begin to slow the breath down, we can slow our mind down, slow our heart, and our internal nervous system down, just to remember that we're here and now. 3 more breaths. Just stay with me here. Inhale deeply and exhale. You're safe in this moment, and you have your breath as your guide. Take one more full deep breath in. And everything's okay in this moment. Exhale, let it go. You can keep your eyes closed if that feels okay for you. If not, you can open them. And I want you to visualize all of the energy in your mind, whatever's going on there, if it's racing thoughts, fears. I want you to just gently bring that down, or visualize it coming into your heart space. This is a more relaxed space, a more all-knowing space. So the mind can tell us things, and just because the mind is saying something, it doesn't mean that it's the truth. So just visualize bringing that energy down into the slower space of your heart. You can even place your hands on your heart to connect into that space a little deeper, and breathe. Take one more breath here into your heart space. And exhale. Beautiful. And then placing your hands on your belly, or just visualizing that energy coming into your belly. Maybe you even feel the belly expand and relax as you breathe, pulling that breath down into the belly, grounding you, tapping into your intuitive side, that intuitive nature, that brain in your belly. So just breathe here. So we're just inviting ourselves back into our body, bringing all of the fragments back in and slowing down. Slow your body down, slow your breath down. Take one more breath into your belly, feel it expand into your hands, and exhale. Beautiful. Placing your hands onto your thighs, and maybe you even can, if it's available to you, feet on the ground if you're seated on a chair, just to feel that energy rooted into the soles of your feet, right? So pulling that grounded earth energy up into your feet, just to center you and re-ground through your body. You can have your feet firmly planted on the ground and still staying focused on the breath. As you inhale, good, let it go, exhale. And keeping your eyes open now, let's look around the room that you're in, or if you're outside, and we can name 5 things we see. So maybe a curtain, light, see a water bottle, a sofa, a beach towel, a piece of luggage. What do you see? What are 5 things you can identify around you? And then naming 4 things that you feel. So anything that you feel in this moment, sometimes just naming it helps us to release and integrate it through our system. It's okay to feel things. We don't need to be fearful of the things we feel. Sometimes just acknowledging it and being present with it. 4 things you feel. And it can be physical feeling, maybe your hands on your thighs, or an internal thing, my heart, I can feel that beating, feel tension through my shoulders, or I feel the comforter underneath me. What are you feeling? Next, what are 3 things you can hear? Maybe the music in the background, something far off in the distance you can hear. You hear a motorbike going by, conversation in the next villa. 2 things you smell. And 1 thing you taste. So bringing ourselves into the present moment with all of our senses. To be here and now. Hopefully you're feeling a bit more calm. Maybe you can make yourself a warm cup of tea, or have a relaxing bath or a shower. And water helps me so much. If you jump in the shower and you imagine anything rinsing off of you, or getting into the ocean and the salt water, it's beautiful to rinse everything off of you and getting fresh. Moving your body, dancing, yoga, go for a walk, get out in nature. Or maybe just look into the eyes of somebody you love, your child, your dog, your partner. And also asking for what you need in the moment when the anxiety arises. You can almost even ask your partner or your friend or roommate that if I tell you when I'm feeling anxious, if you could remind me to breathe, if you could just tell me everything's okay and help me calm down. Sometimes we need that too. We need that little extra nudge of people to remind us of our toolbox. So for me, my husband knows if I say, oh, I'm feeling anxious, that he says, everything's okay, and breathe. And that alone helps me so much, because we forget, just because we know what to do, when we're in these moments, and I totally understand the anxiety moments, we forget what to do, or we think, no, it's not going to work this time, or I have to do something else, or it's so frantic. Just remind yourself to slow down, connect with your breath, connect with your body in those ways of, what do I see, what do I feel, what do I, 3 things that I hear, 2 things that I smell, and 1 thing I taste. That brings us into the moment so beautifully, because the anxiety is a future-based thing. So we're worrying about something, whether it be that something in the past will repeat, so we worry, or a scenario that you view in your head. If on a motorbike, I view, like, I see this moment where it's like, oh my God, we're crashing and skid marks all over my body, and then what am I gonna do? And it's, I feel this anxiety, my body feels it. So I think, am I psychic? Is that gonna happen? Or am I creating this story in my mind, and then my nervous system and my poor body is having to go through these things that are not going to happen? 99% of the things we worry about don't ever happen, but when we think about them and we go to these steps, our body and our nervous system respond as though it is happening. So when we begin to not only train the mind, but train our breath to slow down, and reminding yourself that the breath is the energy mover of the emotions, we can release, have space for it, allow it to be there. We don't want to push it away, just allow it, and then go to those tools to release, let go, be present, and remind yourself everything is okay in this moment. So I hope that was helpful. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or anything regarding the anxiety. If you do need extra help, always reach out for extra professional help if it's debilitating and ongoing in a way that you do need more help. Sometimes we do need help. It's not all just our self-regulation. This is great tools to go to first, as well as asking for help. So thank you for joining me, and forward to seeing you again. Have a beautiful day, and keep breathing, keep pressing play, and keep reaching out for